Perek Beis, Mishnah Yud Gimel. This Mishnah now doesn't really deal with Dinei Bitul anymore, although in some way I suppose it is dealing with Issa being absorbed into something else, but essentially it's not Dinei Bitul. There may be a suggestion as we're learning, as we get towards the end of the Mishnah, as to why this Mishnah is actually placed here. Kelim shesochon b'shemen tomei. Kelim, the Bartanur explains that we're dealing here with things like shoes, which are of a certain fabric, that the derech is to lubricate them with oil so that they get softer. Although the Pirush HaMishnayis, the Rambam explains that we're dealing dafka with kelim here which are not makabel tumah. But we'll go with the Pirush of the Bartanura and most of the Mefarshim. So kelim shesochon b'shemen tomei. Kelim that have been lubricated, smeared with oil that is tomei. V'chozar v'sochon b'shemen toher. And then he went and smeared them again with oil that is toher. Now the Bartanur explains that there is a sequence of events here. He lubricated the shoes, let's say, with oil that was tomei. The kelim are now obviously tomei. Those shoes are now obviously tomei. Mashkinam atama kelim. The oil that is tomei is now absorbed inside the leather of the shoe. He then goes and is toivel the shoe. The shoe now becomes toher. The oil inside the shoe does not become toher. That's absorbed. That's balua. That's tuma balua, and that cannot be affected by the tvila of the shoe. So the shemen inside the shoe remains tomei. He then goes v'chozar v'sochon b'shemen toher. He then goes and relubricates with shemen toher. Now the question arises when he now goes to use this shoe or any other keli that we're dealing with. It is the derech that whilst those kelim are being used, some of the oil should ooze out. The question is, which is the oil that oozes out? Is it the shemen toher or the shemen tomei? And the Mishnah gives us the exact same scenario in the converse. Oishe sochon b'shemen toher, he had initially smeared them with shemen toher, v'chazar v'sochon b'shemen tomei, and then he went after tvila b'mikveh, he then went and lubricated it with shemen tomei. So the question is, which oil do I need to be concerned about? Rabbi Eliezer says, Achar horishoin ani bo. And this will have echoes for you from Mishnah Yud Aleph, where Rabbi Eliezer used a similar expression, except the opposite, Achar ho'achroin ani bo. And some of the Mefarshim say that that's simply the reason that this Mishnah is here, that we seem to be applying the same geder. Well, obviously it's not the same geder, as there Rabbi Eliezer says Achar ho'achroin ani bo, here he says Achar horishon ani bo. Rabbi Eliezer Achar horishon ani bo, and Tiferes Yisrael and other Mefarshim say, and that comes from the Mashmos of the Yerushalmi, it means Af Achar horishon ani bo. The Chachomim oimrim, and the Chachomim say Achar ho'achroin. So Pshat is like this. The achroin, the shemen which you applied last, there's no question that comes oozing back out. And if that shemen is tomei, then obviously you have to be concerned that you have shemen tomei here, which A is tomei in itself, and B can be metame further. Rabbi Eliezer, however, holds that when the achroin comes out, it draws with it some of the rishon. And if the rishon is the shemen tomei, then even though the achron is shemen toher, says Rabbi Eliezer, the shemen tomei has come out with it as well. It might be possible to suggest, therefore, that in fact, when Rabbi Eliezer in Mishnah Yud Aleph says acha achron ani bo, and here he says acha harishon ani bo, actually it's not a contradiction. In Mishnah Yud Aleph, where he says achar ha'achron ani bo, he's talking about which is the one that is actually causing the chimutz. Which is the one that's having effect to be mechametz, which is affecting the chimutz on the mixture. He says, Acha ha'achron ani bo, the one that's operative is the achron. In Mishnah Yud Gimel, he's telling us which is the one I need to be concerned about. The one I need to be concerned about is the rishon. But possibly, that's still because in some way, Achar achron ani bo, because why does Rabbi Eliezer say I'm choshesh for the rishon? Because it's the achron that is having the impact. As the Yerushalmi explains, it's the Achron that's drawing out the Rishon. So, Lemaisa, Rebbe Lezer, in both situations from an action point of view, says I have to be concerned about the action of the Achron. In the Halacha, in the Mishnah Yud Aleph, he has to say Achar ho Achron ani bo Halacha Lemaisa, and in Mishnah Yud Gimel, he has to say Achar ho Rishon ani bo Halacha Lemaisa. Just a suggestion.